center stage as we prepare to see some of the best in the Big Ten on display. We welcome you into Big Ten Women's Basketball presented by State Farm. It's the 8th-ranked Maryland Terrapins hosting the top-seeded UCLA Bruins. This is really a tough stretch for both teams. UCLA has been on the East Coast the entire week, played Baylor on Monday, then played Rutgers here today. Maryland lost to Texas earlier in the week, also lost to Ohio State, so trying to get back in the win column. Got Jabari and Betts at the center circle. First possession goes to the home team. Maryland understands that it's down about 50 minutes per game, about 20 points per game without Bree McDaniel and Cheyenne Sellers. Looking for everybody else to step up, looking for good shots too. Tibiasu, double dribble, so a turnover on the first possession for the Terrapins. Of course, UCLA undefeated on the season. So many threats on the floor. We talk so much about Lauren Betts, but they've got shooters all over the place.
And as you mentioned, a change to the starting lineup. 6'6" DeBerry inside to guard Lauren Betts didn't matter. She buries her, gets 2 feet deep in the paint. That is hard to stop.
Well, and the patience, too, from UCLA, making sure they get Betts the ball where she wants it. Right back at you, Sailor Poffenbarger.
And that's a really important shot for Maryland. Poffenbarger is going to have to look to do more scoring. We talked about what they're missing. 2 of their top 3 scorers. Everyone's going to have to do more.
Boxing out and getting the rebound, imperative as well. Dalsey, met by multiple bodies, takes it up anyway.
It is going to be tough to come by shots in the paint with 6'7" Lauren Betts. Whatever she doesn't block, she intimidates. And wearing 42 in honor of who else? Brittany Griner. So you better have some fight in you on the interior with that number.
We talk about great posts, of course, BG, one of them. DeBerry, confident right there from the elbow.
Everything UCLA does is very patient with their passing. They want to get the ball inside, and they share it well.
Kiki Rice just stepping out of bounds there. All tied at 4. A couple minutes have gone by here to start. Maryland, number 8, UCLA, holding on to number 1. Always pressure when you're undefeated. Every team is going to give you their best shot. This is Dalsey. Little spin move, success.
Beautiful fake. She had me running out of bounds on that one, Zora.
Dalsey, the transfer from Villanova, Lauren Betts, that's what she does.
Too deep. I mean, how often do you see a center get that deep? I mean, her head is under the rim on the post-up.
Tania Gardner, Nia Barker, and they're going back to Betts. It's working so far.
They brought a little bit of a distraction, a soft double team there that time from Maryland.
Rice, her efficiency this season off the charts.
A lot of hard work went into that.
Tibiasu navigating here. Talked about Smeichel and her ability to score. She serves it right there.
She has to do it. Smeichel has not shot particularly well against ranked opponents, and obviously having to do more work. Speaking of work, Lauren Betts again, but every statistical category, they're pretty much somewhere near the top. I mean, this is a team that's deep, talented, and Corey Close said they work harder than any team she has coached in 30 years.
Yeah, the rebounding is off the charts, yet she's not pleased with the rebounding effort all the time. Allie Kubek with the putback changes that Maryland has to adjust to without its 2nd and 3rd leading scorers. Betts just too deep.
It's getting tough. And the other thing that has to happen there, Zora, is there's got to be more ball pressure on the pass. I mean, the guards can do their part. It's not just about what the post or what the inside defenders are doing on Lauren Betts. To me, post defense starts with the post entry pass.
That's a great observation. Somebody's got to get her the basketball, and if you prevent that, it'd be a big help. Dalsey trying to take it to Betts.
And if anything, you don't want to get caught on high side either. If you're going to get caught on low side and force her to shoot over you.
Smeichel puts it up quickly. And UCLA so good in transition, they convert.
How do you let 6'7" beat you down the floor? I mean, you just don't see players often with that kind of size and speed.
Time timely shot by Tibiasu, much needed.
And she has that ability. Was the A10 Player of the Year. Came in as a very highly respected scorer. And you see what she can do knocking down that shot.
Kiki Rice blocked at the rim by DeBerry, but who's there to clean up the mess?
You cannot afford to have dribble penetration. And Kiki Rice is one of the best in the country at getting a piece of the paint, because the minute you have to move over and help, you're out of position to rebound. Taken away by Dugalich.
Kiki Rice poised at the rim. How many people you think are in the stand? She said 75 that I know of, probably closer to 200 that just want to come and support.
I mean, you're talking about a superstar from the DMV.
You got to break down what the DMV is to people, China.
Okay, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Zora and I are part of the V, a part of that DMV equation.
Yes, proudly.
Virginia natives.
And even with the little run by UCLA, you felt like they were getting momentum. Maryland has responded at every point so far in this game.
They have. I mean, they are very locked in, very focused, looking to attack.
12.2 left here in this first quarter. It's been an entertaining one. Maryland wants to get the last shot. It's in the hands of Tibiasu. The kick out to Mir McLean. Just in and out. So after one, a lot of history and context when it comes to the matchup of these two teams.
What a beautiful story in women's basketball, and taking these two teams back to that rich history. So much that Ann Myers has done for the game, for the sport. You mentioned the first to earn the scholarship. She was also the first woman to sign a contract with the NBA in 1979. The Indiana Pacers, she was a part of the early success. Boy, this game has come a long way.
As it should. I love LaChina that when we're almost late to games because we're in traffic, because so many people are trying to get in the building.
Yeah, they're expecting 15,000 plus here.
Jones puts it up from deep and cashes it.
Maryland will change up their defense in some, but Brenda Freeze was concerned about going zone because of the three-point shooting of Jones. And what is really beautiful for both of these programs is that a lot of their alums are still around. So many of them come back, Alyssa Thomas being one of them, with now her jersey hanging in the rafters. I like the idea by Maryland. They were able to get Betts out of the paint. They wanted Dowsey to go one-on-one down low. She just was not able to execute there.
Well, there's no help down low for DeBerry. Lauren Betts now has 16 points.
And can we have a one-time for the post-entry passing? I mean, that is something that a lot of coaches say their teams need to work on. We got to get the ball to the post.
Now they go to some handoff action. Deep into Betts again. Remember how good she passes out of double teams. Hawkins through some traffic. Lauren Betts is not just passing out to people that can't score.
And Hawkins is a 6-footer. Sometimes she doesn't look like that when you're watching her on film, but she's got size to her as well.
So we've seen tip drills twice now.
You and this tip drill.
Maybe I just like saying it.
Okay.
27-19.
Poffenbarger averaging around 9 rebounds a game, and a lot of those from the perimeter at 6'2". She's really good at getting to the glass.
And you followed it up and you said, well, what's the catalyst for that? And her answer was Kiki Rice.
Kiki Rice has been the leader in that way, in that she is a really hard worker. She wants to always get up extra shots, and she works so hard.
Now got a double-digit lead for UCLA.
Another turnover for Maryland.
It's Maryland's 9th turnover. Betts the lob, and DeBerry got a piece of it. Foul ended up being the call.
You know, you want to give that pass eyes right to the rim.
Kiki Rice, we've seen so much improvement in Lauren Betts, and that's because she works on specific things each season.
At a time, but it started with just earning her trust and caring about her as a person. Nice shot by Poffenbarger.
Yeah, that one was smooth. Betts catches it high, keeps it high.
Brenda Freeze is having to think through right now.
12 points is the difference in this one right now. McLean gets it off the handoff. Gets deep into the lane. Nice step through.
Yeah, switch. And McLean had a big on her.
Barker was already up the floor. Tibiasu looked at the rim there. So McLean had that nice step through. Brenda Free, so complimentary of her work ethic.
And that would be great if Maryland could get some points off of the bench.
Tibiasu, step back.
Tibiasu's got some bounce when she gets going.
Lauren Betts already has 20 points, make it 22. Maryland has knocked down its last 4 field goals, has seen the ball go through the hoop. Poffenbarger will try it from the outside. Down it! Poffenbarger knocks down the three-pointer. And if the foul at the top of your screen occurred after the shot went up, there's a defensive foul that happens after the shot, and Maryland will get the basketball.
Well, that's huge. You mentioned it. This could be good momentum for Maryland, and that was a rhythm shot by Poffenbarger.
Maryland down by double digits, now down by just 6. Michael sees a little ounce of daylight and takes it. Schmeichel leads Maryland in scoring on the season, a transfer from Rutgers. Over 500 points, gets both the free throws. UCLA getting into its offense, just about 15 seconds left in the shot clock. Arnsalo, the freshman, does not get the 3 to go. And Dowsey just hauls it down. I mean, number 15 is a player that had 18 rebounds in the Terps last game. McLean on a mission. Talk about momentum, LaChina.
We're gonna pick up again in pressure.
Tibiasu looked at the rim, recognized the shot clock too, a couple hesitations. They gotta get it off. Dowsey over Betts. And a foul. Maryland will now be at the free throw line the rest of the way. On this Maryland team, 10 newcomers, 7 of them from other universities. Dudley gets in the lane. Dugalich drives baseline. And the sacrifice of the body by Mir McLean under a minute to go here in this half. Tibiasu met with a double team, has to get out of it. Poffenbarger has hit some tough shots.
Poffenbarger not so comfortable in that position, having to just create. She has the ability, but that's where their offense has changed. They don't have as many players that can just go one-on-one.
Rice put on the Jets. This is Rice's 3rd trip to the free throw line so far this afternoon. She was the first NIL student athlete to have her own PEs with the Jordan brand. Today, she's debuting her 2nd pair. 39-34, 5-point game. Tibiasu wants to make sure Maryland gets a quality shot to end the half. Poffenbarger contested, and the rebound attempt by Maryland. Possession arrow has it staying on this end. Tibiasu taking it out.
Plenty of time for a catch and shoot here.
Poffenbarger tried to haul it down. No one will get a shot off in time. But LaChina, let's relive some of what Lauren Betts did in that first half.
24 points, 11 for 12 from the field, only missed 1 field goal, and it was rinse and repeat. It was run the floor, show numbers, be physical on the interior, get deep position so there's nothing the defense can do. And Maryland early on was not mixing up their coverage, but then they did. They bought a double, and what happens then? Lauren Betts gets the ball to her teammate. She sees right over the defense. Jaquez gets right to the rim, so making good decisions, but the best decision is to get early position, run the floor. How should we best coach her? What are the limitations? What are her goals? And really be intentional. You mentioned that word earlier about her development.
Well, and this is a Maryland team that has had to fight. It's only a 5-point basketball game without 2 of their big-time scorers, and they go right back to Betts. Caroline, what's the focus for Maryland as they try to overcome this deficit?
Well, I talked to head coach Brenda Freeze about her team's second quarter run. She said, we definitely settled in a bit more, and changing the defense certainly helped. When I asked about her plan defensively in the second half, she said it'll be more of the same. Man, zone, press, all of that, but reminded me, of course, with their lack of depth today, they will have to be careful about not getting into foul trouble, Zora.
Only one player with 2 fouls. That's 42, Amari DeBerry. No surprise there, she's had the matchup against Betts for most of this game. Schmeichel trying to find some space, gets it down to DeBerry, just rejected by Lauren Betts.
Yeah, you got to get creative down there. You won't be able to just turn and shoot over Betts. What a pass! Their schedule, just the competition in this league. I mean, it has been really tough. We're not even in February yet, Zora. This is going to get good.
A lot of spiciness to go.
Brenda Freeze called a timeout, got her team settled in, and that's a good sign when you can come out of the timeout and get a score.
Jaquez, attack mode baseline, kicks it out to Dugalich, converts. Offenbarger, met by a lot of Bruins, slows it up. Just the miscue on the pass. UCLA, #1 in the conference in assists. We've seen more of that passing here to start the third.
Maryland really sending heavy help on the backside of Betts, covering up that pass. Good box out by Kubek. Because it looked like Kubek had a good box out on Betts. She went right over. Yeah, that should have been over the back call.
Instead, Lauren Betts will get 2 free throws. Goes 1 for 2. Dugalich gets the rebound off the free throw. Not what you want to see if you're Maryland. And Jones, nothing there on the 3-ball.
Maryland can try to push. See how quickly Betts gets back. I mean, she takes away any opportunity for transition bucket because of the way she runs the floor. It's not just her running on offense, it's defense as well.
Talk about defense. London Jones just tenacious there. Sets up Kiki Rice.
London Jones works tirelessly.
Kiki's already taken 5 free throws today. Now at 11 points, opportunity for 12 if she knocks down this free throw. Count it. Gets it to McLean. Everybody getting a touch. That's a hard make. Betts continuing to battle with Kubek. Kubek not backing down, falls. Bucket goes anyway.
The officials are really letting them play right now.
And Lauren Betts with that bucket now has 1,000 points. Meantime, Kayleen Schmeichel trying to keep Maryland in it. Just keep going at it.
The ingredients for a championship contender at the top of the show, Zora, and they've got great versatility at the forward position with size. They can shoot it. I know they're not shooting the 3 well right now, but their rebounding ability being elite. They've got variation at the point guard spot, and you see how hard it is to stop Lauren Betts, but Maryland doesn't care about that. Well, and she's come out to the perimeter and done some dribble handoff action. Right now, she's coming to relieve the inbound pass, and Gardner can do that.
Well, yeah, it's been a couple games since she knocked down a 3-pointer. 0 for 9 in the last 2. Always nice to see it go in. Offenbarger, unstoppable right now. Betts met by a couple. Kick out to Arnesalo.
Well, Zora, you saw head coach Brenda Freeze firing up the crowd.
Now Barker with the mismatch has Tibiasu on her. Hard matchup. Remember, Gardner just hit 1, make it 2. DeBerry dumped down to Schmeichel. Tough angle, makes it anyway.
But she was active and was a recipient of a good pass.
Well, we've seen Schmeichel, he's so active.
UCLA is now in a zone defense. They're changing it up a little bit.
Kubek deep under the basket. And just the pitch out pass from Lauren Betts to Kiki Rice. The 1-2 punch. Another chance here for Maryland. You want to capitalize on the opportunities you get. Blocked by Barker, recovered by the Terps. Shot clock winding down again. Schmeichel holds the follow through.
And a lot of that has to do with the length of UCLA and how they can get out and contest.
Well, we talked about Maryland's transfers. UCLA has had a couple key ones as well.
And Corey Close said we went after Gardner because we wanted a decision maker at that power forward position, also stretch the floor. And then Barker just gives them another dimension as an athlete.
Shot clock is off here in this third. If you're Maryland, just an opportunity for a positive play heading into the fourth. Double screens for Tibiasu. Poffenbarger has had the hot hand for the Terps.
And UCLA knew it.
Lauren Betts or Juju Watkins are the top two scorers in the league right now.
Yeah, I think it'll be decided as the conference season ends. It's going to take us through February, I'm convinced.
Yeah, no take from you right now on that, huh?
I mean, it's tough.
It is.
But Lauren Betts is impressing me with how she changes the game on both ends of the floor so dramatically. You have to game plan for her, not just on her offense, but her defense. Look at her fly out for the block there. She came out to the perimeter to contest. I don't know if that was actually a 3-second call on Lauren Betts earlier or a foul call, but either way, the crowd was happy because she has impacted every possession and been open a lot down low.
Great anticipation there by Poffenbarger. Michael looked at the rim, but then saw Betts guarding her.
Yeah, Betts had, I mean, she was able to come out there. She can switch out on the perimeter.
Just makes you do a double take.
Along with Bree McDaniel. How many points is that Maryland's missing, Zora? 32 points per game between the two of them.
Well, in over 50 minutes, too.
Yeah, but going back, you know, Lauren Betts is 6'7", really complete, but she just moves very swiftly. And as you know, in the pro game in particular, you have to be able to come out to the perimeter as a big and, you know, either get in handoff action or you got to be able to switch. They call the travel there on Betts.
15-point basketball game. It's number 8 Maryland trying to make one more run. Nice move by Dowsey.
Or in this case, we're obviously injured. She can have her team really believing that they can beat anyone. She is a master at that.
Kiki Rice getting downhill with authority. And journey from the sophomore guard herself in the docuseries On the Rise, Juju Watkins.
Some rivalry. That other team that you play twice is a big deal. And for UCLA and USC, that makes us happy, right? Probably not the coaches as much.
Right inside the three-point line.
They've got plenty of time left, but they got to get the crowd into it. Now that they've stayed out of foul trouble, maybe take some chances, high risk, high reward defense. Beautiful move by Jaquez on the interior.
A quick pitch to Schmeichel. And the takeaway by Rice. I mean, just how quickly UCLA gets up and down the floor. Big bucket by Jones.
Pace of the game. She was an outstanding defender. So much to have to make up for Maryland in a short span with a tough schedule.
And just one note, there was a jumper that was originally counted as a 2, about 7 minutes left in the game. Referees changed that to a 3, so Maryland gets one other point, and then you add the dump down from Dulcie, too.
So she's been recovering, trying to get back to contest.
Jaquez had some time.
All 5 of their starters average at least 2 assists or more per game, including Betts, who is actually averaging 2.4 herself from the center position.
And as a team, they average 22. All right, Lauren Betts, spin move. New career high for Miss Betts at 32 points.
Every coach across the country, I'm sure, has been watching UCLA, the #1 team, and you are thinking, what would we do with Lauren Betts?
Poffenbarger in the post, faces up. Kiki Rice, Euro step. I mean, we've seen the entire entire bag displayed this afternoon from Kiki Rice.
Just really good, crafty around the rim.
Capitalizes on the three-point play. And Caroline, shot clock winding down, but we want to get you in on the action. Talking more Kiki Rice.
The East Coast players are so far from home, and it's awesome to get to see them play in front of their loved ones.
No, great stuff, Caroline. I mean, you know, she plays at UCLA. This is the one opportunity she's going to get.
And probably didn't know that at the time when she committed, because conference realignment shifted the schedule.
Okay, Rice now creating for others. It looks like Bess's night may be done. Doesn't just get her 1,000th point, also a new career high this afternoon. I mean, she dominated in all ways.
Well, and it was interesting talking to Lauren Betts about how she started playing the game of basketball. Really good women's basketball players that started out playing soccer. I know Diana Taurasi did. Hand-eye coordination is really good. Arike Gumbawale.
Okay, we're going down the line here.
Really good soccer player.
One for one. You pick one, I'll pick another. 19-0, dominating teams, and she had a list of things that she wanted her team to get better at.
But she said our rebounding habits are good. We want to get 70% of our defensive rebounds, 40% of our offensive rebounds, and she won't stop till she gets there.
Well, and she said our talent is the floor. Our habits and character are the ceiling, constantly pushing this team to be better. And on the other side of it, Maryland, we've talked so much about the injuries, about the tough schedule. Brenda Freese preaching poise in the noise. Stay with it. And we've seen the Terps fight all afternoon long. Count that one from DeBerry. Well, and that speaks to the depth of this group. I mean, when they were whole without injuries, that was the upside. Talked about all of the newcomers, and they really credit their foreign tour this summer with getting to know one another.
Yeah, going to Croatia.
McLean, long strides. Player of the Day award, a chain that she put across her neck. 3 for 6 from the field. Matches a season high with that free throw. It'll really come down to all the games mattering.
You got to bring your A game.
Every night.
That's for sure.
Shot clock is off. And UCLA will continue its run right now that has been so fun to watch. Amir McLean adding a couple more to her total. And make that 20-0 for the Bruins.
Lauren, game after game, this team continues to set itself apart from good competition. What makes this team so special?
Man, I think it's our perseverance and our selflessness. We have so much skill, and we always talk about how our talent's the floor and our character's the ceiling, and I think we really showed it through this really hard road trip. I know everyone was tired, everyone wants to go back to LA, but we just really pushed this game, and I'm really proud of my teammates.